Adjust those headphones, get locked in your gaming chair, get the caffeine flowing, and get ready for a crosshair conversation with Chrissy. You ready to load in? Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Crosshair Conversations. I'm ChrissyHQ, and this is a podcast about tech, gaming, and everything in between. But before I get started, I gotta say this. I've heard a few comments from a few of y'all. I've watched my videos back myself, and yes, I'm a bit stiff. I don't seem as confident in this, and it just doesn't flow. It seems like I'm lecturing you more than I'm just talking to you, and I want to talk to you. Let's have a relationship, you know? So, I'll let you know I'm going to try and loosen up a little bit. Perfection is what I strive for, and we're shooting and we're missing right now. And that's fine, because there's nothing wrong with being your own authentic self. And I need to remember that. Plus, I want to let you guys know I am reading from what I call my script, but it's really just a template. It's got all the facts, and it keeps me on track so that I don't stray off topic, which I most likely would do if I didn't have this. I think I'm doing it right now. But your girl tends to get a little long-winded, so that is why that's here, and that is why I keep looking down and it looks like I'm reading. Because I am. But let's get back to the episode for today. We're diving into some seriously exciting news in the gaming world that I think the entire community is kind of just freaking out about right now, or at least we have a lot of questions. We're talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is officially on the horizon. It's officially here. It's coming out in November, like this November, right before the holidays. So let's break it down. What's going to be new? What's improved? And is this upgrade going to be worth your hard-earned cash or not? That's the question. Starting with what exactly is the PlayStation 5 Pro? So if we go back to the PlayStation 4 Pro, right, that was just a refresh, boosting performance, things like that. Sony, they've heard our demands. We want better frame rates. We want higher resolutions, and we want more power to keep up with the increasing demands of modern games, because games, man, they're getting better and better and better, but we need our consoles to be able to keep up. So for specs, what does that exactly mean? So after a little bit of research, Sony has been quite tight-lipped about official details, but here's what I do know, or what I've found. The PS5 Pro is most likely going to pack a more powerful GPU and a CPU. It's going to be optimized for 4K gaming at higher and more stable frame rates, and possibly even include 8K support. That's going to be crazy, right? So we've heard about faster load times and more advanced ray tracing capabilities. It's just gonna make all those next gen visuals and like graphics way more impressive. Jaw dropping. Crazy. Like, there were so many games this past year that were just so beautiful, last year too. And think about like what's in the future, like what's coming. Oh my god, they're starting to just be like, I don't know. I'm falling in love with some of these games. I don't play a lot of story mode games, but I love watching story mode games, and oh, they're so beautiful. Moving on. Again, getting off track. Here we go. The PS5 already looks fantastic. So the question is, do we really need a pro version? As the game developers are pushing the boundaries, like I just said, with the graphics and with the visuals, it's going to be nice to have some extra horsepower under the hood, right? So the Pro is going to be able to handle more complex games without sounding like a fighter jet every time you start it. We've all been there. We all have consoles that I swear, I'm like, oh my gosh, we just did the update. Like, why do you sound like this? It's going to be able to handle all of that. Think of it as like future proofing your console, right? So for those of you that want the absolute best gaming experience, or for those of you that are playing on those high end 4K, 8K monitors and TVs, this could be a game changer for you. With that being said, though, let's talk about some potential drawbacks, right? With any upgrade, there's going to be some drawbacks. First off, the price. Sony hasn't dropped any official numbers, at least nothing I could find. And if we look back at the PS4 launch back in 2016, wow, that was a while ago, that came out to be $100 more than the base model. So I'd expect that we're going to probably see something similar here, right? You're looking at a starting price of $600 to $700. The second thing we're looking at is availability. We all remember how hard it was to get our hands on the original PS5. I, fortunately, got it on the second drop purely by luck. But not after sitting there staring at my phone with my finger hovering above the checkout button on Target's app, just waiting. Like, that was a very intense moment. Anyways, it was hard to get our hands on the original PS5. Supply chain issues, scalpers, all the things. It was a mess. So if you're thinking about upgrading to the PS4 5 Pro, I'm sorry, the PS5 Pro, I'd recommend setting your alarms now. Demand for this thing is going to be huge. We already know it. Sony at this moment is promising better availability, but let's be real, there are no guarantees. Now, is it going to be worth upgrading if you already own a PS5? That's kind of the $1,000,000 question here. The answer, it kind of really depends on you and what kind of gamer you are. And if you're the person that's chasing all the last minute tech and the absolute best performance ever, then yes, it might be for you. And if you're gaming on a 4K or 8K monitor TV, I think that this would really benefit you as well. But if you're more of a casual gamer like myself, and you're perfectly happy with how the PS5 base model is running, you might just want to hold off. You know, there's gonna be more stuff in the future. Think about it. It's not like the PS5 is suddenly going to stop working. This isn't Apple. Alright, let's not forget about the games though. No matter how powerful the console is, it is the games that make the experience. So far, Sony Studios have been killing it, right? Titles like Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy, God of War Ragnarok, which, I mean, I never played, but I watched and was beautiful. The scenery was crazy, right? Those games, and many more, are already pushing the PS5 to kind of its limits. So let's just imagine what we can do with the Pro, right? If we tweak some of those performance issues, what can we do with the Pro? I hope that later on in 2025, we see some games that are going to truly take advantage of the new hardware. You feel me? I kind of want like extreme graphics. I want to be just shocked, which I feel like each year I already am. So to wrap things up about the PS5 Pro, November is going to be a huge month kind of for gamers, right? And like I said, the PS5 Pro is at the center of this. This is what everyone is going to want for Christmas. Parents, I hope you're ready. But again, that all determines on if that's part of your gaming experience, if this upgrade is going to benefit you. Sony's raising the bar once again, and whew, Xbox, can we compete? All the other competitors, really, can we compete? What do you guys think? Are you planning on picking up the PS5 Pro, or are you sticking with your current setup? Now, for a second, let's switch gears real quick. Let's talk about Nintendo, right? The rumors are buzzing around, and there's been a lot of news lately about the Nintendo Switch and what is not official yet, but people are calling the Switch 2. Now, the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. Again, that feels so far away. And it was a massive hit. It still is a massive hit. It has its hybrid nature, right? You can take it on the go. It's a handheld console, and you can dock it at home. And I think that is super cool. But after 6 years, everyone's kind of wondering, like, Nintendo, what are we doing? What's next? What's happening, right? So rumors suggest that the Switch 2 can be revealed sometime next year. And some people are already talking that development kits have already been sent to developers. So that's cool. That really means it's along the way. Again, these are all alleged, rumored. We don't really know, but it could be happening. But it is time. I think it's time. I think we're a little bit past due time. They probably should have done it at the 5-year mark, to be honest. So what can we expect? Right now, they're talking about talk of improved performance. Just same thing as the PS5, improved performance. And they're talking about making the screen a default OLED screen, right? You know, we have 2 different ones now. They're making it, you know what I mean. Not just a special edition, the base model of the Switch 2. So that makes sense because that's richer colors, better contrast, makes Zelda, Mario Kart, things like that pop, right? But then there's also speculation about enhanced Joy-Cons. And I don't know exactly how I feel about that because your girl has collected a whole lot of Switch Joy-Cons lately. And I don't really know, I don't know if I want to replace them. Kind of come to love some of my colors. But I think that would be super cool. As well as some improvements to like the drift issues that are happening on the controllers currently. Let's just fix that, I think. So here's something. Will the Switch 2 stick with the hybrid model? That's what's in question in a lot of talk. Some people are saying they want it to stay on the play anywhere type philosophy, right? Which I think they really should because that's what made them different. But some people are saying they could be a more powerful home console if it was not portable. Which I guess I can understand as well, but their whole thing is about portable hybrid gaming, right? I don't know. Anyways, If they had a more sturdy, robust docking system, they could have higher frame rates, 4K output when connected to a TV. And I guess they would still allow you to game on the go, but it wouldn't be as powerful because the way to make it powerful would be connecting it to the dock. You see what I mean? The hybrid gaming thing is so cool, but there's so many different routes they could go with it. I hope they keep it though. We need to tweak a few things. Think about it, Cyberpunk, while you're on the plane, like, my life would be complete. So we've confirmed the PlayStation 5 Pro is on the way this November, bringing in enhanced graphics and performance for the hardcore gamers out there. And on the other side, we got the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors that are getting juicier and better, hinting at a new console that hopefully, fingers crossed, takes hybrid gaming to the next level. What are your thoughts on these new consoles? What do you guys want to see? Are you planning on upgrading to the PS5 Pro? Or are you excited about what Nintendo has in store? Or both? Let me know. I like hearing from you. And thank you so much for sitting through another episode of Crosshair Conversations. I'm Chrissy. Subscribe, follow, like, leave a review, and come back next time. Goodbye.